I'd like to declare the meeting open. I'd like to welcome everybody here for our May Ordinary Council meeting. And I just remind everybody in the room that the meeting has been recorded in accordance with our regulatory obligations. I would also like to welcome all the staff here today. We have no members of the public. We have one apology from Mr. Ben Forbes, our Executive Manager of Corporate Services, and also Councillor Trevor Cole is an apology. Public question time. Item 4.0 is disclosure of interest. I assume all councillors have looked at the agenda, and is there any interest I would like to declare? That is nil. Any applications for leave of absence? No? It's good. Thank you. Deputations, petitions, presentations and submissions, 6.0. That is also nil. We'll now go on to confirmation of the previous minutes. 7.1 is the Ordinary Council meeting dated 15th of April. Can I have somebody move those minutes are a true and accurate reporting? Thank you, Councillor Bray, and a seconder is Councillor Ball. Thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. 8.0, minutes of committee meetings to be received. 8.1 is the Great Eastern Country Zone minutes. They are in the attachments. I assume everybody has read them. Can someone please move that they're accurate reporting? Councillor Cusack, thank you. Councillor Curry, all those in favour? No recommendations from the committee meetings, which is 9.0. 10.0 is announcement by presiding member without discussion, that is nil. 11, we go to officer reports. Executive Officer. 11.1, the West Australian Electoral Commission written agreement. We have discussed this previously, but I will ask CEO Beck if there are anything you'd like to add.
Through the chair, no, I think it's fairly clear, so I'll take any questions if there are any. Just a reminder that the election is postal. If we go through this method.
Before we go to the recommendation, is there any points of clarity required? We've got any questions? All right, we go down to 11.1 officer recommendation in two parts. We get the Electoral Commission to be responsible for the conducting the ordinary election, and that we also use the postal method. Someone please move that. Thank you, Councillor Artem, and a seconder. Councillor Ball, all those in favour? Thank you, it's carried. 11.2 is our delegation register review.
As mentioned at the discussion forum, minor changes to the register as part of the review for management, and we will take note to look at the state of emergency delegations at a later date.
All right, opportunity for questions or clarification. Can I have someone please move the officer recommendation? Thank you, Councillor Cusack, and a seconder. Councillor Curry, all those in favour? That is so carried. 11.3 is the annual review of business plan. Pretty self-explanatory. Opportunity for questions. No? Can someone please move item 11.3? Councillor Bray, thank you. Seconder? Councillor Harding? All those in favour? All right, it's carried. Thank you, everybody. Officer reports under 12.0, 12.1. Application seeking retrospective planning approval for workforce accommodation. I will go to Beck to just briefly discuss this on the item.
Through the chair, so this is an example of one of the anomalies in our town planning scheme, where there's restrictions on rural properties with the number of houses for accommodation allowed on their properties. So we've had quite a bit of a discussion about this as part of the review of the town planning scheme. So this item is actually in future will rectify those issues. But under the current town planning scheme, they need to have retrofit special approval. And then there'll be a building application for the proposed new residence. So far, there hasn't been any responses with the public consultations with the neighbours. That closes on the 9th of June.
That's a 14-day period, that's open, or consultation period.
So it's certain that's 14 days.
Any questions for Beck on this one? So the officer recommendation has 4 parts to it. I will ask if somebody's happy to move that recommendation. Thank you, Councillor Harding. Is there someone who'd like to second it? Councillor Curry. Does anybody intend to speak against that recommendation? Anybody intend to vote against the recommendation? In that case, it is carried. Sorry, 13.0, counts 13.1 is councillor fees and allowances for the year ended 30 June 2026. Our EMCS is an apology today. Does anybody have any questions or seek any clarity? Beck, do you have any comments on those proposed fees?
Proposed fees were presented to council for consideration and feedback during the April discussion forum, so it's presented as is for your consideration.
Any questions? Everyone happy with the information provided? Okay, we will go to the recommendation 13.1. Someone like to move that recommendation? Councillor Bray, and a seconder. Councillor Curry. All those in favour? Thank you. Carried, sorry. 13.2, appointment of presiding members to committees. Once again, we have discussed this through the discussion forum. I think we'll go straight down to the recommendation unless there is any points of clarity. People seek or any questions I'd like to ask. Someone please move item 13.2. Thank you, Councillor Cusack, seconder. Councillor Ball. All those in favour? Council policy review. See it's in our attachments. The proposed changes. Anything you'd like to add? Recommendation? Yeah, certainly happy to take any questions or any clarification required. Someone like to move item 13.3? Councillor Cusack, and seconder. Councillor Ray, all those in favour? That's carried. Now we go to the council policy repeal 13.4. I think we've got a recommendation. Someone like to move that item 13.4?
Sorry, through the chair. I just have a question to Beck. The 5.1.19, the bushfire notice, it says the information is out of date will be captured in local law. So that local law is already standing.
No, we don't have a current local law, but it's in our bushfire framework.
Okay,
That was
so it's
adopted
covered
by-
somewhere.
It is.
Yep.
Once we've got the local law in place, the framework will be reviewed.
Okay. Thanks.
Any other questions? Someone like to move 13.4? Thank you, councillor Ball. Anyone like to second it? Councillor Harding, all those in favour? Now go on to our financial statements on 13.5. In your attachments, sure everybody's been through them all. Has anyone got any queries they would like to raise? I'm sure Beck, CEO, will take them, will answer them or take them on notice for when our ENCS returns. So just scroll down through them, but do you have a question? Let's go back up to the notes of explanation. Yeah, something there.
On the capital. There was a asset disposal, 164% variation, just wondering what that said. Wasn't budgeted. And it's not in the notes, in the explanation notes. Can you get this out? Sorry, just
What was it, 200%?
there's an asset disposal,
What, more or less?
260% above budget, so obviously we sold something, we obviously did budget for what's.
Disposal of assets. So that's.
So proceeds from disposal of assets.
Through the chair, is it the cat grader 12, so on page 280, disposable assets, cat grader. It's 90,
Oh, 264% above, over budget.
So budget review, we budgeted 42,000. We've obviously got 154,000, so it's about 110,000, 112,000
Is that
variation, which is 264%.
Does that make sense to you, Kim? No, it doesn't make sense to me either. I'll take that on notice.
That was AFRI deal. Do you think, Mark? When we.
Through the chair, but that isn't finalised yet. So
Oh, okay. Interesting.
it's yet.
Yeah, they were taking that and giving us the John D.
So you can, possibly.
260. We'll take that on notice and send an email out.
Yep. Thank you. Is there any other queries on that? Okay, if there's no more questions on the financials, 13.5, can someone please move to receive those financials? Councillor Cusack has moved it, someone second. Councillor Curry, all those in favour? All right, thank you. 13.6 is a schedule of accounts. As we normally do, we'll just roll through schedule, followed by the credit card. Thank you, Gary. Nothing on the first page. So the top. Actually, I have a question on here, T18521 on the road 150 square. So how do I get 7,000 out amongst them? So it's just a straight.
Yeah, so
call
let's-
out of.
We're the legal steps, so
Yep.
we pay the invoices and we've chosen to invoice the partnering councils at the end of financial year, so probably in June. And then we'll send the total amount of people.
Okay. Yep. Right, so that's not.
Change it next year, we might do it.
Any question on the first page? Page 285. Page 286. Okay. 287. Which is a credit card, sale of credit cards.
It's in different thing. Different, that's 13.6.
Yeah, next page of the credit cards. All right, no queries? All right, we'll go to the recommendation that we receive that or endorse, receive and endorse 13.6. Someone please move that. Councillor Bray, seconder. Councillor Curry, all those in favour? All right, that's schedule of accounts. Curry. Hill Officer Reports, Community Services, Infrastructure Services, Neil, 16.0, elected member motion, which previous notice has been given as Neil. Without, elected member motions without notice. Anything? That is Neil. 18.0, we have new business of an urgent nature approved by the presiding. 18.1 is to allow the late item. So can someone please move that, got a recommendation that 18.2 be included. Councillor Curry has moved it, someone seconded. Councillor Cusack, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. That's carried. We now swing to 18.2, which I will pass over to CEO Beck for comment.
Through the chair, so the purpose of this item is to consider Wagga's advocacy position with the reforms relating to the state development applications. And although we haven't had any DAP applications to deal with in the past, that doesn't make that we put in the future. So I think it's important for Narrabeen to consider the forums and the advocacy position put forward by Walter and provide some feedback. So that is attached for your consideration. So my recommendation is that we, rather than a submission from the administration, is that we actually provide some feedback to Walter that is endorsed by council.
Any questions on that? I have a question, possibly two. We have a development assessment panel
We do,
committee.
we do.
And what is the minimum value that kicks in?
That's part of the reform. I can't remember the thresholds on top of my head, but the reducing the threshold. As part of
Reducing.
as part of the reform, so that's what we will be concerned about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Councillor Cusack, 10 minutes.
And I think it's less than that, 25 million, is it? Beyond 5, yeah, sorry, 5 million, the threshold.
Okay, thank you. That's all. Someone like to move 18.2, the officer recommendation? Councillor Bray, on the second 18.2. Harry. Everybody that was carried. As for which the meeting may be closed, nil, and I declare the meeting closed at 5:22.